Next presentation is Kerala Speciality Therapies in Global Health. As everybody knows, even though India is the birthplace of Ayurveda, Kerala is known as the cradle of Ayurveda. So the paper by Dr. Narayanan Nambi, he is one of the leading figures in Ayurveda, a star orator, teacher, clinician, and researcher. Available all over the world, he represents the rich ancestry of Ashtavidyas, the greatest traditional medical families in India, having centuries of old lineage. Sir, I humbly request you to present the paper.
Good evening, everybody. Respected chairperson, distinguished guest on the dais and off the dais, and my dear brothers and sisters of Ayurveda. It has been a great risk for me to keep up with the time. And the introducer told me that I am a great orator. It's like a skirt of a female, short enough to create curiosity, meantime, it should cover everything. Let me try. So, I'm here to speak about Kerala specialty treatments. And maybe most of the people know when people run into India for something for Ayurveda, a good number of people try to travel to Kerala. Why? Probably that historically Kerala has been a land which was least disturbed by inversions from different people, from the Muslims or from the Britishers, leastly compared to other part of things. And this kept the land, keep their tradition as much as possible, as much as least disturbed. And this kept Kerala tradition to bring up lot of invention in day-to-day practices. One small thing, I can give an example that when you travel across the Kerala, if you go to the smallest hotel, you will get a glass of water, just like what you can see, which is colored by different things. Maybe you may be suspicious, what is this color is? Not to be worried, it is a medicated herbal drink. So that means the day-to-day life, a common man also been so appreciated the value of Ayurveda. You just see the leaf, the shape of a tongue, which have all the 6 tastes, all the many varieties of the food has been served. So the life of the people, the food, the culture, everything is so related, so closely merged with life of Ayurveda. That's the beauty. And biggest advantage we have is the climate. We have a temperature always between plus 20 to 35, never below. Maybe some part of the corner maybe happen, but most of the time. This create the people to maintain the same cloth whole year, to have that experience, that variety of treatments in different situations. More than that, which is very important, especially as previous speaker mentioned, that we are much lucky enough that we are fortunate to have all the traditional knowledge system preserved. Great example is Maharshi's institutes where the Sthabatya Veda by Kanipayur Krishnan Namboodiripad has been served here. And many Gandharva Veda, the Vastu Shastra, there are almost all the traditional knowledge system which has been kept in this land beautifully, and lot of innovations, lot of creativity has been added by time to time to also. Jyotish, folk traditions, there are so many things that Ayurveda, along with Ayurveda, traditional knowledge system kept preserved in Kerala. And in Kerala itself, there are 2 streams of knowledge system. One is the textual tradition, which I am representing, like Diwar Musji representing the Ashtavedya tradition, where the text is Ashtanga Hridayam and other classical texts. Whereas another tradition is called the martial arts, the Kalari, the folk traditions, Adivasis. There are a lot of other traditions which is keeping in contact with the nature and learning things from the nature. The nature is the guru. Of course, it's also told in Ashtanga Hridayam, Acharya Sarvacheshtasu Loga Eva Hidimada. But we keep on the text as a tradition where the Adivasi and tribal systems will take nature as a tradition. And this merges in time to time, created a lot of informations in traditions, in text and practices. So a huge number of people continuously practicing all over the state with its purity, its sanctity, at the same time keeping the tradition, accumulated a large number of books too. And just like Diwar Musi mentioned, we are the endangered species. The previous speaker told there are so many herbs are endangered. Probably we are also some endangered species. When we travel to get a visa, maybe they will ask, are you going to settle in Europe? No, you are endangered species. You are red listed. Because we are only few. Hardly we are less than 15 people really practicing this tradition in lively. So we are also an endangered species. Anyhow, what is important is the Kerala speciality therapies. There are so many therapies which you are already familiar, Shashtikshali Pindasvedam, or the Kayasegam, Shirosegam, Tailadhara, Takradhara. There are so many therapies which currently known as Kerala speciality therapies. Unfortunately, many times these words have been confused with the word Panchakarma. So I would like to put it in a very quick way into two categories. The classical Panchakarma therapies, which showed to be the Chadushpragara Samshuddhi of Charaka, that is Vamana Virechana Vasti, etc., are the Pradhana, that is the Panchashodhanas. And other way is the non-classical, which we can call it as a Kerala speciality therapies. Slowly it gained its value in Kerala, and later on it is diffused to all over the world. So it is not Panchakarma actually. They are neither Shamana, sometime as a Shamana, sometime as a Purva Karma, just to preparatory to the purificatory therapies. Of course, the classical Panchakarma, definitely they are the most reputed. There is no debate at all. But other one, the Kerala specialty therapies are reputed, but it can be modified, it can be redefined according to time. Best approach of purification is the classical therapy, of course, but it is complementary and supplementary. Limited in number, they are the Kerala specialty treatment are innumerable, it is modified in time to time. Non-replaceable, which is Kerala specialty therapies are replaceable. The biggest challenge is here, the Yogya and Ayogya. The Vamana or Virechana, the Yogya people are minority. Whereas in non-classical therapies, we have majority of the people who is fit for a Shashtikeshali Pindasvedam, is a large number of people can perceive it. So there are other things are there, like Dushya Beladosha assessment is very difficult for the Shodhana Chikitsa, whereas Kerala specialty therapy is easy to have assessment. Chances of complication for Shodhana Chikitsa is relatively high compared to Kerala specialty therapies. And Pathya is really strict. After Vamana or Virechana, following the Pathya is really tough many times, whereas most of the Kerala specialty treatment have minimum Pathya. And of course, is it a best achievement of health? No. Shodhana Chikitsa is better, always, not up to the mark. And recurrent illness, recurrence are more. Kerala specialty therapy has more recurrence than the Shodhana Chikitsa. And very importantly, it is required friendly and uni-level tranquility is available, whereas the Shodhana Chikitsa have multi-level tranquility. And need high tolerance. That is a big challenge for Shodhana Chikitsa. For Vamana and Virechana, though it is very less expensive, the expense of the mind is needed, whereas in the Kerala specialty therapies may be expense of money. Need less tolerance, sense of unpleasant. To drink a ghee is really tough many times. So essentially very pleasant. When you have a Kayasegam on the body, you are really enjoying it. And dosha-oriented approach. Shodhana Chikitsa is always dosha-oriented approach. Whereas here, you have an avastha-oriented approach. Situation demands, whether it is ruksha, whether it is snigdha, whether it is sara, sthira, based on the guna, basically. The degree of disturbance is really high. Sometime the peak of snehapana, disturbance is really pathetic. So degree of disturbance is less. Illness to wellness direction is the classical Shodhana Chikitsa, whereas wellness to illness direction, and micro to macro and macro to micro. And Shodhana Chikitsa represents the universality of the science. Vamana, Virechana is universal. It is a universality of science. Whereas the Kerala Chikitsas represents the localization of the science. It shows we need opposite to globalization. It is a localization. It is a representation of a particular climate, particular people, particular thing, which can be modified in practicing in different countries. It is debatable about its authenticity, but it is working. That is important. Many of the recent studies shows about percutaneous drug delivery system. Many studies says that it is not simply something is applied on the skin that transfer. There are so many things are happening deeper into that. So, which Ayurveda has mentioned many years before. The transdermal drug delivery market is growing vertically, hugely. Whether we Ayurvedic people are prepared for that? We have a great chance for it. When former President of India came to Kerala to have Ayurvedic treatment, the health department people of assisting the President told, if you don't give anything orally, we'll be more happy. Then the Vaidyas of Kerala told, okay, if you permit the rectum and the skin, we are okay. We are able to manage it. Because we are worried. We are not worried about the mouth, because through rectum vastis, we can do so many things. Through skin, we can do so many things. So like that. So the transdermal delivery system is immense opportunities still there. Because Ayurveda not only experienced, not only observed, as a drug is delivered and transferred into the whole body. It has other zone. It can act as a Bahiparimarjana Chikitsa, where it can just stimulate and reach the target. While explaining the Snanam, Deepanam Vrishyamayushyam Snanamurjam Balapratham, while telling the bath is Deepanam. So in the very second chapter of Ashtangadhyam itself, he is giving a clue that things not necessary, a water which is poured on the body, how can it create a Deepanam? So there itself, he is giving great clue that our body is working very differently. There are so many cases which has been conducted in our hospital, and I am actually representing here my father, Ashtavaidya Narayanan Nambi, who has served in this Maharshi Institute for more than a decade, and in his absence, I am here. So he has explained a lot of experiences. He has shared a lot of experiences, and we put it in a case study in our website. And the question is, does we need a research on this? And what type of research? Is it a research like this? We need like a cage, a birds in the cage? Or does we need a research like searching for the plant? Whatever may be the thing, there are a lot of opportunity. We created our ideas and brought into a book, an integrative view of health and well-being 1 year before. Through this book, we try to communicate that traditional knowledge system has much to do for the future. We also, through a journal called Dhanvantari, also try to communicating to the society how we can do. This is the oldest journal in the world, since started in 1903. There are so many other researchers, but what is future? We need a large-scale communication. We need a large-scale things that the external therapies has immense to do for the future. Not merely a transdermal drug delivery system, because it can do very little. But if you look from Ayurvedic perspective, there are so many space is left behind. So the future is in their hands. The babies and the mother, the future is in their hands. So by this, I conclude. Thank you.